In the world of high-performance naked bikes, there's no shortage of choice these days. If you want something more rational, there's the Honda Hornet, 12,300 euros. If you're led by emotion, there's the Ducati Streetfighter V4 S, though that one's 28,000 euros. Or you go for a middle ground, the BMW S1000R, 16,300 euros. So the question is, how much naked bike do you actually need?
Welcome to 1000 PS TV and welcome from the Vosges Mountains in France. Pokey, tell us why we're here and what we've got with us.
We've kept it pretty subtle. I think you can just about spot it in the frame. Two Venom RV12 helmets from HJC, and you've got an F100 flipback. HJC gave us a bit of a behind-the-scenes look. We visited their European headquarters and found out a little about the new 2026 models, which unfortunately we can't tell you about just yet. But come September, I'd keep a close eye on 1000 PS. Something new might be on the horizon.
We also got to check out the warehouse and had a quick chat with some of the team. There are 35 people at this site, around 350 more in Korea, and then thousands more across the two factories in Vietnam. HTC really are a major player. Their European base is in Strasbourg, and that's what brought us here. Right next to the stunning Vosges Mountains, this beautiful mid-range mountain area full of long sweeping bends and tighter hairpins, which we've just ended the day riding through with these three little power nakeds.
Exactly. And it's already pretty clear. They're not all playing in the same league. The Streetfighter has 214 horsepower, whereas the Hornet gives you 157. So this isn't going to be a straightforward apples-to-apples comparison. If you want videos about each bike individually, they're already online. As I said, those are all up on the channel. No worries. What we really want to do here is explore how much naked bike you actually need, and we're doing that in a few chapters. So let's kick off with chapter 1, the wow factor. Pokey, straight to you. Of these three naked bikes, which one appeals to you the most visually, and why?
That's a tough one. I have to say, from the back it's clearly the Streetfighter. Yeah, he's also motivated. Maybe even the Z650 would do just fine as a naked bike.
But it's 4-cylinder.
Okay, how we heard that? So yeah, the rear end of the Ducati is definitely the nicest for me. At the front though, I'll be honest, none of them really do it for me. These power nakeds all have that generic face now, with those LED daytime running lights and then a twin lens headlamp stuck underneath. If I had to pick one, it would probably be the Hornet, just because it's the most understated.
I'm more in the BMW camp. Like I said at the beginning, the Ducati is the emotional pick. But I have to admit, visually, it's just too much for me. Sure, it's trying to scream racing, but on the road, it just comes across a bit over the top. When I rock up somewhere, it's just too much. I think the BMW hits a really nice, sporty sweet spot, especially in this color scheme. Yeah, it's another 420 euros extra in Germany, but I'd say it's worth it, especially compared to the previous version with the single headlamp. Now it looks aggressive again. The rear end's more tapered, the design's sharper than ever. So for me, it'd be the best cafe racer look out of the three.
Right, and while we're on the topic of looks, we should quickly touch on build quality. And that's where the price gaps start to show. BMW and Ducati are clearly in another league compared to the Hornet, which comes with unpainted stickers. And even just looking at the engine side, there are wires running all over the place. From a distance, sure, the Hornet makes a great impression, especially with those golden wheels. Real highlight. But get up close, and the wanted factor is clearly leaning more toward the European bikes, for me at least.
Now that we've talked about styling, let's move on to practicality, commuting, comfort, general usability. Because we had to pass through loads of little villages to reach these glorious twisties, and that really showed up some major differences. Insect, apologies if you've got headphones on. So let's start with a negative example for everyday use, the Ducati. Sure, it looks the business, but as we all know from that V4 engine and Ducatis in general, the heat it gives off is insane. Our cameraman Marcel actually jumped off at one point and said, "My balls are boiling." We all laughed and thought he was exaggerating, but no, the heat build up around the seat area really is that bad. And then
I've got to jump in there because, okay, you could say just don't ride slowly, but the thing is, when you're turning around or maneuvering, like we had to for filming, that heat becomes a real issue. And it's got the tightest steering lock of the bunch. So you end up having to do more back and forth, spend more time crawling around at walking pace, and then it's double trouble on the ball boiling front.
Exactly. And if you're stuck in stop and go traffic in the city, the clutch is noticeably the heaviest out of the three. So if you're constantly stopping and starting, it's going to take a toll on your hand. And the vibrations at idle, sure, that's the character of the V4, that's emotion, but it's worth pointing out that the Ducati vibrates the most. On the flip side, the complete opposite is the Hornet. It's so easy to handle, just like you'd expect from a Honda. The clutch is light, the heat management is good, and like you said, the steering lock is the best on the Hornet.
That's true. But for me, the winner is still the BMW. Yes, the riding position is a bit more active, but the seat on the Hornet absolutely drills into my side bones after a few miles. It's just not comfortable. And on the BMW, you get cruise control. That's part of the touring package. Well, comfort package, thanks, but it works brilliantly. So yeah, even for daily riding, the BMW works really well. It's a close call between the Hornet and the BMW, but the Beamer just edges it.
Let's move on to Chapter 3, emotions on twisty roads, engine, chassis, brakes. How does the bike speak to you? And I think I can say, as bad as the Ducati might be at slow speeds or in the city, it really comes alive once you pick up the pace. You won't disagree with me on that, will you? You really don't want to accommodate him either, honestly.
These tires are from 1986. They've never been changed. Jokes aside, I see it differently. Yes, the Ducati is emotional, no question, but it's a mixed bag for me. I'm simply quicker on the BMW. On the Ducati, everything's a bit more of a workout, especially on a hot day like today. I'd pick the BMW every time, but you're right. When everything lines up and the road is as perfect as it is here, carving a line through corners with that thing is something else.
Totally agree. Like you said, the Ducati makes you work for it. No matter the mode, no matter the road, it always feels like it's in full attack mode. It demands to be pushed. It's not happy with anything less. You're right. The BMW is much more approachable. The riding position is sporty but still comfy. On roads like these, it's just a dream. Whereas the affordable Honda, well, it lags a bit behind, to be honest. Mostly because of the ergonomics. You're sat really upright on that naked bike. Great for daily comfort, sure. But when you want to get a bit spirited, you just don't feel connected to the front end.
It just can't keep up. The riding position gets in the way, and so does the engine, at least a little. It's an older four-cylinder, originally from a Fireblade, around 2015, 16, or maybe 2017.
17.
Thanks, Howie. Yes, 17. And it's carried over all the old weaknesses, only now it's lost some top-end power too. If we're being harsh, you could say it's a high-revving engine, but the usable performance kicks in so late that you'll never reach those revs on regular twisty roads. So for me, not enough emotion from the Hornet.
Exactly. All three bikes have a quick shifter and they work to varying degrees. I'd rank them in the same order they're parked in. Ducati first, then BMW, then Honda. No, wait. Actually,
That's how I'd also rate them.
no, not really. I actually think the quick shifter on the BMW is the worst of the lot. It's so soft and doughy. That's fine for a croissant in France, but not on a motorbike. Let's get on with Chapter 4, equipment. What's included, what costs extra? Starting with the Honda, nice and simple. This is the SP version, so it includes the quick shifter and the adjustable rear shock. Optional extras, you can go for aesthetic bits like a belly pan or practical stuff like luggage.
And heated grips.
Yes, heated grips too, which are definitely handy. Moving on to BMW. And well, it's classic BMW for better or worse. This one has the dynamic package, the comfort package, and this stunning paint job, all of that adds up to roughly 2,700 euros extra in Germany. So as it stands, this bike costs around 20,000 euros.
Yes, although you say, unfortunately, I actually think it's good that BMW offers a base version and lets you spec it how you like. If only it were that simple. This whole package deal approach is something I don't love either. With the Streetfighter, you're starting at a high level anyway. I mean, there's the base V4 version, but even that includes quite a lot. And yeah, it's pricey. With BMW, you've got more room to customize. But when it comes to engine performance, we're already in M territory, really, if you think about it. The BMW even has an exclusive system model, which isn't here today.
All right, let's wrap up with the final chapter, value for money. Where do you get the most motorcycle for your euros? We've got quite a wide spread here, from 12,300 to 28,000 euros. Of course, you can always wish for the best bike, the fanciest bike, but price matters too. And that's when you start to see where the real gems are. And I have to say, just like the other Hornets before it, Honda has pulled off a real value for money winner here. If you're willing to live without a few high-tech features, no lean-sensitive systems, no adaptive cruise control, but you want an old-school four-cylinder in a well-sorted package, the Hornet is seriously hard to beat.
Totally agree. Value for money winner in my book as well. BMW can't match that, and Ducati certainly can't. Of course, there are compromises. Like we said, the cabling that's exposed on the side of the engine, the stickers that aren't painted over. You can see where they've saved money, but in terms of horsepower per euro, no contest, it's the Hornet. Between the Ducati and the BMW, if we're talking track use, the Streetfighter is an absolute weapon, and it's brilliant for that. We've even got videos of that up already. Martin Bauer and some of the other fast lads from the office.
And girls.
Oh yeah, you're true. Big shout out to Lena Kemmer. But on the road, for me, the BMW is more than enough. So value for money second place goes to the BMW. And the Red Diva from Bologna, well, she comes in last for me.
Let's move straight to the conclusion. Would that also be your final ranking if you had to ride one of these bikes home today? How much naked bike do you really need?
I'm taking the BMW. The Hornet just falls a bit short in a few areas for me. But to be fair, I'm a spoiled motorcycle journalist. I think a lot of people out there would feel differently, and hopefully you'll let us know in the comments. But today, the BMW made me happiest. Straight away. For under $25,000, it's packed with brilliant features. The gearbox has a shorter ratio. The engine is absolutely spot on, no doubt about it. And for the road, it's already more than enough. Even if you're not used to riding powerful naked bikes, this one makes fast riding feel easy. That's why I enjoyed it the most. And it's the bike I'm riding home.
Fair enough, but even with its shortcomings, I'd still go with the Honda. Partly because of brand loyalty, where do you see yourself, which dealer is close by? And for me, that's Honda. I've had a lot of Hondas, I've got my dealer, and I feel at home there. I just see myself being happy on a Honda for many years, more than on a BMW. But that's just my personal opinion. The question is, what about you? Maybe you've already built all three bikes in the configurator and still aren't sure. If that's the case, Poke, anything to add?
I'd love to know. In your view, what's the best value for money naked bike currently on sale? Which new model gives you the most for your money? Really curious to hear what you think. We'll see you in the next video. And for now, we're signing off from France. Adieu.
Service? How do you say goodbye in French?
Au revoir.
Au revoir.